Alabama's one of the most physical teams in the country, and yet you stone their running game, the quarterback game. Xavier comes through, runs hard. How does it make you feel tonight? Your team's was one of the most strongest teams in the country.
If you want to have a foundation of something, man, that defines you, that is an identity. It's about being physical, man. You want to play with relentless effort, and they turn the tape on. What's the evidence going to say? When I had Townsend, what's tonight when this game's over? What's the evidence going to say? When you flick the film on, what's it going to say? How's it going to read? This is my vision. That Oklahoma was absolutely relentless in all three phases, and they knocked Alabama out. They had an answer for them every step of the way, every corner that they turned, and without a doubt, Oklahoma was the most physical football team tonight. That was the vision, and that's what we wanted the tape to say. And I think, and again, not sitting here beating our chest, but I also want to, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize, a physically dominant performance. All right. Well, finally got the result we wanted when we put it all together. Just want to thank our players, congratulate our players and the staff for, a really tough, challenging season. And just appreciate their belief, their leadership, their work, their strain, their competitive spirit, the willingness to continue to come back week in and week out and continue to believe and do the things that we've asked them to do. How does that happen? You just do what winning requires. It's not, and we've said this a lot, it's not going to take anything like Superman heroic type effort. It's going to play with incredible effort. You got to be the most physical team, and you got to take care of the ball. Winning never negotiates, as we've said. And so when we've taken care of the ball, the last almost 2 years, I think we're 13-0. And when we haven't taken care of the ball this season, we're 0-5. So took care of the ball. At least we won the turnover margin. We have fought our butt off. There's been some games where it got away from us late, but this is a team that has continued to show up, week in and week out. They've punched first, they've punched back, and this was the first time in one of these types of games that we punched last. And we've had the lead, I think, in 3 of our last SEC games. We've had the lead at halftime, but we couldn't figure out how to punch last. And this is, I guess maybe it just aligns with the harder it is, the more epic the story. But that was a really good football team that we beat tonight. And what I'm most proud of, there was nothing whatsoever that was fluky about it. It was a game of physicality, a game of execution, a game of precision, a game of timing. In a game where we really did an amazing job of complementing each other in all 3 phases. We had to overcome some things. We left some points on the board early in the first half, in the first quarter, with the fumble and the missed field goal. We missed the touchdown. We dropped the touchdown there on a little double pass that was, you thought that might come back and haunt you against really good teams. It certainly can, but just a fantastic performance. Really proud of the coaches, and particularly the defensive staff was just, the game plan was outstanding. The players executing was even better. Just a real work of art, and they had answers for Alabama every step of the way.
Brent, Eli, or Danny mentioned that Eli was basically tasked with shadowing Ryan Williams all night. I know he hasn't really backed down from any challenges this season, but what does it say about him to see him have that kind of performance against a guy who's been one of the top freshman receivers in the country?
Yeah, no, he's a terrific young player that's got a great future. And his best quality is, where he's got a good list of qualities, but he's so humble. And he's the same guy every day. He's incredibly talented. The moment's never too big for him, and just a great all-around teammate, and has matured beyond his years. So, if he continues to be those things, he'll continue to have a great future. But he's been a real. He's in a situation where we lost Gentry to begin the year, and then we've been a little bit bumped and bruised. I talked about Dez having a groin issue. That those are hard things to overcome, and he's really helped make us a really good defense by his development, his rapid rise, and stepping up to the plate.
Any thoughts on the storm fielding early? I'm sorry. The fans getting on the field early.
What about it?
I just think, was that kind of crazy when that happened?
Yeah, you can't blame them. They're just excited and premature, but no, it was good. Good problem to have. I hope. Hopefully nobody gets fined, but don't take it out of my pocket. All right, appreciate y'all. And then our offensive staff, what they've. Again, I told y'all how proud I was of them, their willingness, their excitement, their passion for, yeah, absolutely, Coach, we're ready to go. Tell us what you need us to do. And the players have followed their lead and just put their head down, and they've had juice, they've had energy, they've had a great plan, they've had a great rhythm. And tonight, was another example of that. And I just thought they did a great job of keeping Alabama off balance. Joe John called a great game, and the players, including Jackson Arnold, went out there and executed in a really efficient way. Again, Jackson was outstanding, a career high rushing and 9 of the 11, just efficient, made good decisions. We did what we needed to do to win. We wanted to play a shortened game, a game where there's not as many possessions. Alabama is one of the most explosive teams in college football, so we wanted to do exactly what we did and really play off of each other. So defense controlled field position. We scored, forced 3 turnovers, 3 picks, put a lot of pressure on them. I think we had 9 tackles for loss on defense against a really talented offensive line and a fantastic quarterback that is hard to keep bottled up like that. And Xavier Robinson, again, a career high rushing and 2 touchdowns. I think 5.1 yards a carry on offense. I know it's a terrible offensive line, but, man, they figured it out tonight. 5.1 a carry to 2.3 from Bama, and only gave up 1 sack and 4 tackles for loss. And so just really, again, really proud of the guys for continuing to stack days on days on days. And, again, sometimes, winning doesn't owe you anything, and what it takes to try to put everything into, the week to try to have an opportunity to win. And chasing success and what that requires, again, it's not loyal to you. And sometimes life ain't fair. You do everything that you're asked to do, and you still come up short. And that's what I'm most proud of. The guys continue to believe that, in the face of criticism and all of it justifiable. Again, we've 5-5 at Oklahoma, and we got to be better. And but the players, man, I just love their resolve, and it's really cool to see them. I told y'all, I've hurt in the past because they deserved an opportunity to celebrate, all of their hard work. And so it's awesome to be able to do it tonight, on senior night. Danny Stutzman, Billy Bowman, Ethan Downs, Woody Washington. I think that was Woody Washington's 6th career pick. And what a timeliness off the pressure, I think, from R. Mason there. And then Danny becomes the 9th all-time tackler in the history of Oklahoma. I mean, that's pretty special. Easily one of the best linebackers, in the last decade and certainly in the country this year. And just wonderful night, man. It's about freaking time. So, but we got another challenge here, in less than a week. We'll be in Baton Rouge playing a night game to finish out, the season. So, but, man, I want our players and staff to really enjoy this, this moment. And if it's anything, it's just affirmation. Now, again, when you put it all together, we're good enough, even with one hand tied behind our back roster as of, today with the countless injuries. I've never seen anything like it, but they didn't make excuses. They just went to work. And tonight it really paid off.
Did they surprise you, Brent, with their execution, or have you just been waiting on this kind
Our
of
players?
Yeah.
No. Just knew it was coming. Can we do it consistently? We had shown signs here and there, and we've had just one guy off here or there, and it all looks bad. And tonight, man, I think it's a culmination of continuing the development process, as we've said, whether it's a freshman in Logan Howland, or a freshman in Heath Ozida, or a freshman you saw Eddie Pierre-Louis, or junior Troy Everett that missed most of spring, all of summer, all of fall camp, most of the early part of the season, and finally came back. I believe he was ready to come back against Texas. And or again, a sophomore in Fabechi, that just got here. We've lost Jake Taylor, we lost Jacob Sexton, lost Mike Tarquin, and old raggedy Spencer Brown, from Michigan State. He got in some guys' way tonight, and helped set edges and climb to the second level, and so anyway, and several other guys. But our tight ends are blocking, hatting people up, and being physical, knocking the piss out of people. And then the running backs playing with purpose, running through trash, being physical, just getting into a rhythm together. There's a cohesion thing, there's a chemistry thing, there's an experience thing. Whether it's Taylor Tatum as a freshman or Xavier Robinson as a freshman, you look at these guys at tight end, they're all brand new guys, just got here. And again, nobody wants to hear that. And we're not sitting there. We have an expectation too of, again, this is a game of performance. This is a game of executing. And so tonight was just to me, a culmination of just getting better and doing what we needed to do in order to win together as a team.